Right, another castle infiltration. Really not a fan of that kind of crap. If the relations between two clans is an important part of a story, then do more to actually give a sense they had a connection before ties are cut. And for some reason, we think charging in, beating everyone over the head with a children's toy is going to end a war? Seriously, if it was that easy to settle things, then Japan wouldn't have gone through this period of war for a bloody century. Why am I not surprised that this little bit of negotiation starts with us running away from a bunch of guys who will mindlessly chase after us the entire time we're on this floor? Again? I know damn well this is an action game, but still there's something to be said about gameplay and story integration. I can accept the absolutely absurd booby traps, like the swinging axes and the pressure-activated floors that only do something when a player walks over them. I am less willing to accept things like a lack of proper fleshing out of the motivations and connections of the people involved. Especially when we've seen at least one campaign already in this same game that managed to do it better. Okay, why is it these three are important enough to get more of a moment than Katsuie, but they still get so little respect from the girl who used to be on their side? Seriously, you think a group called the Minnow 3 would be more than just a name drop for the sake of proving to people who know the history that they weren't completely forgotten? The three certainly didn't last that long against us, not that my expectations were high after the way Yoichi dismissed them the moment they were introduced. But still, ouch. And like many of the other castles we've gone through so far in the game, the biggest problem is finding our way to the staircase that leads to the next floor, not the enemies who want to stop us. You know, when I imagine Azuchi Castle, I have a few things in mind. Most of which involve in it being almost like a palace once you're inside it, since Nobunaga wanted it to be more than another fortress in a country full of them. I'm not really getting a palace vibe from this place, though. It looks more like some overly elaborate ninja training ground or something. Of course, maybe I just haven't seen enough wooden palaces with more bloody booby traps than the average tomb that the likes of Indiana Jones or Lara Croft would hesitate to raid. Suppose if that sort of thing were ever popular, a Japanese Age of Warring States would certainly be the best time for that sort of thing to be designed. Girl, you've already taken down so many enemies in the battles you've gone through that killing one more guy shouldn't be all that impressive for you anymore. Add in the fact that killing that random officer doesn't seem to have done anything, and in hindsight it probably would have been better if we just went to a different location altogether, and... yeah, bloody hell. Right. I wasn't looking for a new toy to play with, I was just looking for some food. Getting knocked around like a stuffed animal can make you surprisingly hungry for some reason. Probably the fact that you're trying to convince your body to quickly heal the ruptured organs before anyone noticed how badly they actually hurt you. know, I just realized there's a good reason why Uichi wouldn't be familiar with one of her brother's favorite castles. Construction for Izuchi Castle shouldn't have finished until several years after the war between the Azai Sakura and the Oda Tokugawa ended. What? Was time travel involved here? Or did the game designers think nobody would notice that little detail? Well, I'm afraid I'm the kind of Amerikajin who tries to pay attention to details and does research when something feels especially interesting at the moment. So I'm probably one of the very few people outside of Japan who would bother checking that discrepancy and go, hey, wait a minute. And again, since this game was probably more focused on the local audience than the international one, I can't help wondering what they were thinking. I'm pretty sure the average history class in Japan loves talking about the Sengoku period. Right. Next floor and next set of enemy officers. Will it be anyone that the game considers notable? And will this campaign give them even the slightest bit of respect when it apparently doesn't want to give much to characters that are very important to the player character's life? This probably wouldn't feel so annoying if it wasn't for the fact that we've gone through these floors before. Or at least it feels like we have. But it's so forgettable that I can't find it in me to keep track of what the path is to the staircase. Add in the fact that I'd like to kill off every officer we find, even if we could just bypass them, and they always seem to be in different rooms each time we come to the same bloody layout in a different campaign. Maybe it'd be better if I just fast forward through all the castle sections of the game after this one. Okay, hopefully this cutscene will be something interesting. Okay, so all they wanted to do was show us that we've got a massive staircase to climb. I suppose that makes Izuchi a little different than the other castles we've gone through, but still, not making me feel all that interested in what's going on, especially compared to the usual battlefields. I'm sorry, didn't we just kill that guy in this castle? Son of a bitch, you mean to tell me they were so uncreative in this mission, they have us fight the same 3 guys a second time in the same castle? 3 guys that the game treated as throwaways the first time. I'm sorry, but once again I need to cringe at how the faction with the most major characters in the game seems to be treated in this campaign. Oh, just what the hell are you complaining about, Uichi? We've got more than half an hour left on the mission timer. I'd say my complaints about this mission having nothing that makes it all that distinctive from every other castle infiltration in the game are a bit more relevant than you complaining that we don't have time to take out the trash. Well, at least that's a different name than before. Now, anyone willing to give a girl some food as she keeps climbing your bloody castle? Guess we'll just have to look for food elsewhere. I'm not looking for energy for our special attack or items. Just a bit of food to get out of the red. But no. Part of the challenge in these castles has to be how little healing items there are in an otherwise insultingly easy obstacle course. Again, not even a single word as we beat down Oichi's second husband. Why is it the Minnow 3 get at least a minor acknowledgement, but someone who's kind of important to our main character's life is treated like a slightly more difficult grunt? Think I'll kill some of these guys just to see if they'll drop a healing item for us randomly. We don't need a temporary boost in defense, we need healing! Is that really so hard to comprehend? Food! Glorious food! Thank you, gentlemen. Now, if you'll excuse us, we have to continue climbing the castle. We didn't need help getting through the door, thank you. We just have this problem that we have to break the doors in order to actually open them. And that's another floor finished. Right, too much to hope that 5 floors would be all we'd have to go through. Oh, don't worry, KG, I don't think we'll be playing as her for too much longer. But it is nice to run into someone in here that isn't essentially a grunt. Now, if only those moves came with a weapon I could respect. Actually, one of the things I've got to say is that her motivations are not done all that well. At least compared to the 2 characters we played as earlier here. All that! And Nobunaga isn't even here. Right, so apparently Mitsuhide hasn't had enough humiliations at the hand of Oichi. Again, better us fighting him than a bunch of scrubs, but still, kind of a disappointment for the last fight of the mission. Not that the combat would make it all the more epic for us to fight Nobunaga here, and we've already beaten him once in this campaign. It's just that what little narrative this campaign has, fighting Nobunaga would have some meaning. Mitsuhide, not so much. Why is it that the enemy is allowed to do a charge up to heal, but our only option is to scrounge for specific items. And that does it. The mission is over. On to the next and hopefully last for the campaign.
見事な手前引かせていただきます。
Can you tell us where Nobunaga is now? Wait, we're getting the victory screen before we get our intel? So, despite us seeing a stock cutscene of him leaving, he's still here. Yeah, you still haven't told her where her brother
信長
is.
様はそこに。
Wait, what? Oh, bloody hell, there are so many issues I have with this, and there's not enough time left in the
私はあ
clip
の
for
お
me to
方を
get it
信じられ
all.
なくなった。
Look, I'm not asking for 100% historical accuracy in this game. Various bits and pieces being ignored or introduced haphazardly is one thing, but this is just an abrupt load of crap that happens to have some bearing in history. Seriously, just what the hell is with the writing in Uichi's campaign? And why does it make Yukimura's and Hanzo's look brilliant in comparison? Is it the same damn game, worked on by the same damn team?